Hello and welcome to Maple from Canada's online food festival.
We are Sam and Shauna from the Hang Fire Southern Kitchen, and today we're going to be cooking a recipe from Maple from Canada's brand new cookbook.
And we're going to be cooking roast beef with a sweet spicy rub, and we've got a chickpea mash with maple. It's going to be delicious. Now get your ingredients together and
let's get cooking. So we've got all of our ingredients to hand. Now, obviously, we're going to be doing this outdoors. You don't have to do it outdoors. You can easily do it in your kitchen, but it doesn't take much persuasion for us to get outside and light a fire. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We've got beautiful British sustainable charcoal. We've got a little flamer underneath. And with one click of that,
there we go. And we've got a classic cut here. Now this has graced the dinner tables of a Sunday lunch across the nation for years. This is topside. It's a really lean cut. And the thing with a really lean cut, there's almost no marbling in it. So this is perfect to have medium rare or even rare. And then we've got these chickpeas. This dish couldn't be simpler. So we're gonna make a beautiful spice rub using some maple syrup for this. We're gonna get some water in these, put a lid on top. This is all gonna sit on a barbecue. We're probably gonna have a cup of tea. We're gonna wait for it to cook, and then it'll come together in about 45 minutes. Okay, now we're gonna get on with our beef rubs. So here is our beautiful beef. And to that, we're gonna add a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of paprika, some cracked black pepper. We're gonna finely mince down this garlic. We've got some salt, we've got some olive oil, and of course, we've got some maple syrup. Let's crack on. We're gonna finely grate these 2 cloves of garlic. Lovely. This is our cumin, so that's going in. Gorgeous. And this is our paprika. This is gonna give it brilliant color. We always use this on the barbecue. So we're gonna go a good teaspoon of that. Now we want a good tablespoon of this salt because that's going to really give our beef some gorgeous crust and flavour when it's on the barbecue. Bit of a noisy twist. There we go. And we're going to go 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. 1, 2. Amazing. And then this is our oil. 2 tablespoons of this. 1, 2. There. So let's give that a little mix up. Now you could leave this marinade overnight, but we're just going to allow it maybe 5-6 minutes ahead of time on our beef, just for those flavors to all get to know each other. So it's going to really sticky and delicious. Okay, so now it is time to get this on our beef. So let's do this. Oh wow, immediately it starts to look really, really good, and it smells incredible. Love that bit of paprika with the cumin, and of course that sweet, sweet smell. Absolutely delicious Canadian maple syrup. And then as soon as we've got this on, we're going to want to get this on our barbecue, and I'm going to leave it in this pan, this lovely little cast iron pan. It'll roast beautifully in there. Oh, Sean's, can you smell that garlic? It smells great. Oh. Now the last thing I'm going to do, this isn't actually in the recipe, it's totally up to you if you want to do this, but I just love a little hit of black pepper with beef. So I'm just going to get a little sprinkling of cracked black pepper on the top there, and I just think the piquancy of the black pepper will really balance out the sweetness of the maple, mellow that garlic a little bit. Okay, perfect. Okay, so our beef has got its gorgeous marinade on it. It's gonna go in the barbecue right now. We're also gonna put the chickpeas in at the same time, so we're just gonna add some water to this and just let all of these things cook together. If you're doing this at home, this would just go straight on the stovetop, 20 minutes, boil until they're soft and tender, and then you drain them off.
I got about 160 degrees here on the barbecue, which is exactly what you're going to need whether you do it on a barbecue or whether you do it in your oven. So let's get cracking.
Okay, lift the lid. All right, perfect. So he's going to go there. let's just get some water in with these chickpeas. Perfect. And we're just going to put the lid on this, pop them in, and that's it.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye. So our beautiful Welsh beef has been in the barbecue for about 30 minutes, and we're halfway there to making our sweet spiced roast beef with chickpea mash.
Okay, let's have a look.
That's the big reveal. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
It looks amazing.
That smells incredible. Okay, so now we need to take it out. I'm going to let it rest. That. Oh, it smells incredible, doesn't
I want to eat it right now. And don't forget, resting meat is as important as cooking meat. So if this has been cooking for 30 minutes, how long are we going to rest it for?
Ideally, I'd let a piece like that rest about 20-25 minutes before we start carving it. So while it relaxes, all the juices go in. It's really, really important.
It smelled absolutely divine.
Okay, chickpeas. So these have been boiling away. They've really softened. What we're going to do now is drain out some of that water and put the chickpeas into a little pot, and then back into this pan we're going to fry some onions, get our maple syrup in there, our paprika, some seasoning, and we're good to go.
And don't forget, folks, all the recipes are online for you to follow. This is a fantastic cookbook, and guess what? It's free! And you can download it from maplefromcanada.co.uk.
I want to make our chickpea mash for us now. So this is super, super simple. So we've got our chickpeas, which we strained off. It's obviously going to have some maple syrup in it. Pure Canadian maple syrup. There is no substitute, people. And we're going to put a little paprika, put some seasoning in there, and we're going to just sweat down this onion. So I'm going to dice it up. The pan is on the grill. I'm going to get some oil in that. Then, when that's all done, we're going to whiz it up, and that will be our delicious chickpea mash. So 2 slashes along here. 1, 2, and then we come across this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't worry about getting it super fine, because don't forget we're going to put it through the food processor. So just chop it up. Wonderful. So here we go. Just going to get a little bit of olive oil in this pan, and then we're going to heat up our wonderful onion. It's going to make a sweet, which will really complement the chickpeas. In we go. See that sizzling away. I'm going to add a little salt to this. This will help soften up the onion. I've got some dried thyme here. You can use some fresh thyme. Whatever you've got to hand. Do about 1/4 teaspoon in there. And just this process will help that as well, just to cook down, release all those flavors. Okay, for our chickpea mash, we've got our chickpeas, which have been cooking while the beef was cooking. We've got onion, we've got some dried thyme, we've got some paprika, we've got a little cracked black pepper, and of course, we've got pure Canadian maple syrup. I've used the amber on this one because the amber has that lovely robust flavor to it. Okay, these are cooked down really nicely. So in goes our paprika, a teaspoon of that. And we want a good tablespoon of maple syrup. Perfect. See, that's going to start to bubble. Look really beautiful. It's a completely changed colour. And the paprika has a lovely smokiness, which really complements maple syrup. Here we go, we've got a little mini food processor here. We'll put the chickpeas in. They're all just going to tumble in. I've kept back some of that cooking water, so if we need to loosen it up a little bit, make it nice and super tasty, just like mash, we're going to add some more of that in. So here goes our flavour bomb. Oh, it smells great. Okay, so let's pulse that. And then we'll open it up, give it a little mix. So I'm going to put in a little bit to start with. Around about 100 mils is what you're looking for if you use 2 cans of chickpeas. Perhaps about 50 mils if you just use the 1 can. Oh yeah, wonderful. You can see the texture on that. Really lovely. You can really smell oh, the sweetness of that maple syrup. And of course the chickpeas are really savory, so this should work beautifully. I haven't blitzed it to a puree. I think you want to leave a little bit of bite in there, so you just have that gorgeous texture with our beef. I'm just going to finish it off, just a little bit of extra paprika on the top. Colouring, perfect.
And there you have it, folks. Actually a simple recipe using maple syrup. It's sweet, smells delicious. It's making me really hungry now.
And I think the beauty about Canadian maple syrup is that it's quite complex in its sweetness, so it really does go with savoury dishes. So this isn't just about pancakes, people. It's about cooking outdoors with Canadian Gold.
We hope you've enjoyed cooking along with us, and don't forget, this recipe and so many more are available from the Maple from Canada website.
So just head to maplefromcanada.co.uk and you can download the whole cookbook for free.